Imagine the future of higher education. What do you envision? Do you see holograms that allow you to work together with students and scientists from all over the world as if you're in the same room? Do you see flexibility in your curriculum that allows you to take or teach courses all over Europe or even the world? Or do you see virtual realities that allow you to speak with historical persons? Well, I for sure don't know what the future holds, but I do know that a lot can change in the lifetime of a student, which can be 4 or 5 years, or as in my case, a little bit more than that. When I started my bachelor's, I had no idea that I would end up in an internship where I had the opportunity to shape the future of higher education in Europe, or that I would even have the guts to stand up here today to give this speech. Before I tell you more about this project that I've been working on, I will briefly introduce myself. I'm Tjitske. I study international political economy, but this is all information that you can Google about me as well. So I will tell you a little bit more about why I'm here today to talk to you about ENLIGHT. About 2.5 years ago, I was actually standing right here as well, or I think it was a bit more that way. This was during the international welcome ceremony where I welcomed international students to Groningen. I did this in my role as a board member of ESN, or the Erasmus Student Network. And I hear you thinking, what does ESN have to do with this? Well, for me, that was the moment when I realized the impact that you can have as a student. And I also realized the value that international collaboration through networks has. So when I got the opportunity to become involved in ENLIGHT, from providing the students' perspective during the first discussions about the strategy and the mission of the network, to laying the foundations of the student network, and to eventually helping to create a global engagement module for students as a part of my internship, I didn't doubt. In the next couple of minutes, I will take you on a brief ENLIGHT journey. And before I do, I would like to warn you, because this is not going to be an exhaustive story, because there's a lot to tell you about this pretty nice network. But instead, my objective is to give you my perspective and to hopefully inspire you to learn more about ENLIGHT and to maybe become involved yourself. So what is it actually? It's an alliance of 9 European universities that aim to transform European higher education as we know it. And it wants to empower students to become globally engaged citizens, and to do this by establishing an open university system where students and staff can, move freely within the network. The past 1.5 years, we have learned a lot about innovative education. And although in some sense we would like to go back to the old normal, the coronavirus has led us to rethink the way in which we do education. We have learned about the importance of personal contacts and lively in-person discussions, but we have also learned about the opportunities that the digital world has for us. It has provided students with disabilities or caregiving responsibilities, athletes or students who are active in one of Groningen's many student organizations, the flexibility to study regardless of time and place. And although we have also found that there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to the digitalization of education, distances and the way in which we perceive these have definitely become smaller. The mobility of people and ideas have been central in higher education for centuries. And ENLIGHT builds upon this idea and helps to reimagine what exchange of students, staff, and knowledge might look like. Addressing complex issues like climate change, inequality, or digitalization requires a variety of new skills and knowledge. With shared courses and modules across the ENLIGHT universities, physical and virtual exchanges, shared research projects, and the development of networks within the network, ENLIGHT will be a platform for students and staff to come together and to create innovative and creative solutions for the challenges that we face today. And with these kinds of innovations and many more to come, ENLIGHT will play a big role in creating the new normal of higher education. And in this process, we can make education more equitable, more sustainable, and more accessible. And this is also why students play an important role in all parts of this project, from developing the strategy to the governance, to also being the beneficiaries of the project, of course. Students are represented to ensure that the innovations within ENLIGHT will actually add value to the students' education. So to conclude, ENLIGHT is all about innovative education, with the student at the center of the project. It aims to give students the skills and the knowledge that they need to address the challenges of our modern societies and to remove barriers to mobility, whether this is through holograms or a little bit more flexibility in the curriculum. The future of higher education. I don't know what it holds, but I do know that this is the beginning. Thank you.